Hello everyone, my name is Aastha and you are watching Delhi Knowledge Track. I welcome you all to our classes for International English Olympiad Class 4th. Today is our 12th class and our topic for today is Contractions. आज हम पूरे कॉन्सेप्ट को आराम से समझेंगे, उसके एग्जाम्पल्स भी देखेंगे और फिर एंड में हम सैम्पल क्वेश्चंस भी सॉल्व करेंगे. ये आपको हेल्प करेगा ना कि आप सिर्फ IEO में अच्छे मार्क्स ला पाएँ, बल्कि जो कॉन्ट्रैक्शंस का कॉन्सेप्ट है वो आपको अच्छे से क्लियर हो जाएगा. So, for this purposes, I have referred to the book for IEO by MTG Publications. This is just one of the many books available in the market for IEO. You can refer to any of them for your study. So, let's start today's topic.
सबसे पहले जो हमारा क्वेश्चन आता है वो यही है कि what are contractions? Now contractions are nothing but one word made from two words. ये सुनने में कितना इजी लग रहा है ना. हम इसके एग्जाम्पल्स देखेंगे, आपको पता चलेगा ये इतना ही इजी है. One word made from two words. इसीलिए उसे contractions कहते हैं. Contractions का मतलब ही क्या होता है? दो वर्ड्स हैं, one word and the second word, इन दोनों को हमने contract कर दिया. Contract का मतलब होता है कम कर देना. इसको हमने reduce कर दिया into only one word. Right? So यही होता है contract करने का मतलब. This contracted, we are contracting two words and making one word. Right? Let's start. अब contractions में करने के थोड़े rules होते हैं. Contractions क्या होते हैं? ठीक है, ये rules समझ लेते हैं हम. ये the first word जो है, this usually remains the same. Certain letters, they are taken from the second word and there is an apostrophe introduced. Apostrophe introduce हो जाता है. So यहाँ पे तीन चीजें हैं. First word जो है वो usually same रहता है. Certain letters are taken from the second word and एक apostrophe introduce हो जाता है. यही बस rules हैं. बहुत simple है. Let's start. Alright, so now we will see the examples of contractions. इसमें जो हमने contractions के 3 rules पढ़े हैं, we will see these 3 rules as well कि वो कहाँ कैसे apply हो रहे हैं. अब now the first example here is aunt. Aunt is made up of R naught. ठीक है, R naught का contraction is aunt. अब हमने rules में क्या पढ़ा था? The first word is taken as it is. Certain part of the second word is taken and an apostrophe is introduced. Now you see this punctuation mark over here between N and T. This is called an apostrophe. So all these 3 rules are valid. All these 3 rules are followed. Okay. Next example. Cannot. Now can and not make can't. So here also first word taken, certain part of second word and an apostrophe. अब देखते जाओ सारे एग्जाम्पल्स में ये तीनों रूल्स अप्लाई होंगे. Could not contracts into couldn't. Did not contracts into didn't. Does not contracts into doesn't. Do not contracts into don't. You see an apostrophe, first word का पूरा part and the second word का certain part. Had not का hadn't. Has not का hasn't. Have not is contracted into haven't. He'd is the contraction of he had or he would. He'll is the contraction of he will or he shall. Next, he's is the contraction of he is or he has. I'd is a contraction of I had or I would. I'll is a contraction of I will or I shall. I am is a contraction of I am. I have is a contraction of I have. Is not. This is contracted into isn't. Let us. This is contracted into let's. Might not is contracted into mightn't. Must not is contracted into mustn't. Shall not is contracted into shan't. She had or she would, both of them can be contracted into she'd. She will or she shall, this can be contracted into she'll. Another slide. She is or she has can be contracted into she's. Should not can be contracted into shouldn't. Sorry. Yes. Then that's is the contraction of that is or that has. Theirs is the contraction of there is or there has. And they had or they would can be contracted into they'd. They will or they shall can be contracted as they'll. Their is the contraction of they are. A few more. They have can be contracted as they have. We had, we would can be contracted as we'd. We're is the contraction of we are. We've is the contraction of we have. Weren't is the contraction of were not. What'll is the contraction of what will or what shall. Whatter is the contraction of what are. Then what's is the contraction of what is or what has. What if is the contraction of what have. Where's is the contraction of where is or where has. Who'd is the contraction of who had or who would. Who will is the contraction of who will or who shall. Who're is the contraction of who are. Whose is the contraction of who is or who has. Now here in all of these examples you see we are following our three rules. What were our three rules? First rule was that we take something from the first word. Right, the first word is taken completely and the second word, a part of it, a certain part of it is taken and an apostrophe is introduced. Apostrophe. Now I hope you have understood what an apostrophe is. Apostrophe is a punctuation mark which we use when we join these two words together. This punctuation mark is known as an apostrophe. So all these three rules are followed in all the contractions. Okay, there's a last set of examples. Let's do them. Whoever is the contraction of who have. Will not can be contracted as won't. Would not. Contraction is wouldn't. You had or you would can be contracted as you would. You will or you shall can be contracted as you will. You are can be contracted as you were. You have can be contracted as you have. So that's all. Now contractions is a pretty easy topic. Alright, now let's take our quiz. Now is the time for our quiz. Here we will be taking up sample questions provided by IEO. These questions are similar to the actual questions which are asked in the the actual questions which are asked in the IEO exam. And for every question, you will get 1 minute, 60 seconds timer I have. However, as I have told you, suppose I give you a question and you answer it in less than 1 minute. So what you do, you can fast forward the video and skip right to the answer. There is no need to waste your time. However, I have given 1 full minute because for the actual exam, you get more than 1 minute to answer each question. If you divide the time with the number of questions that you have, then you get more than 1 minute for each question. Okay, so I have given 1 minute to be on the safe side. And for those of you who cannot answer, who are not able to answer in 1 minute, there is no need to worry. You should first take your time and give the answer, and then after that look at the answer key. But it is important that you answer all the questions. For every correct answer, you could award yourselves 10 points. For every incorrect answer, you give yourself no points. However, it is important to answer each question. You should answer all the questions. Why? Because you see, there is no negative marking in IEO. If you answer it incorrectly, you get 0 marks. Your marks are not deducted. Now, this is very important to answer all the questions. Even if you think that, even if you don't know the answer to some question completely and you can only guess that this might be the right answer or that might be the right answer, so you should make a guess and mark some question as correct, because there is no negative marking. There are chances कि आपका वो आंसर सही हो जाए, तो आपको हमेशा मार्क ही करना चाहिए, मतलब कोई भी क्वेश्चन नहीं छोड़ना है. All right, now we will start with the quiz. You should take a notebook and make your columns, and जो भी आप नहीं, आपका incorrect होता है, you should write that down, and later on you should revise that. Okay, important is revision. Later on you should revise the ones you are marked as incorrect. So now let's start. So here the question says, fill in the blank with appropriate contractions. Contractions के बारे में हमने पढ़ लिया है. Contractions के जो हमने 3 rules पढ़े हैं. Alright, what are those 3 rules? Contraction, 3 rules. That first word is taken completely. ठीक है. Second word का थोड़ा सा पार्ट लेते हैं. एंड थर्ड चीज जो रूल है हमारा कि हम एक अपॉस्ट्रोफी लगाते हैं. ऑलराइट, अब यहाँ पे हमने सारे पॉसिबल कॉन्ट्रैक्शंस पढ़ लिए हैं. अब इसमें से हम देखेंगे कि कौन सा यूज होगा. So here the question says dash like to work for you if you desire so. Now here see. Now if you see यहाँ पे देखो तो आप एक incorrect है. This one B. This is not a contraction at all. Why is this not a contraction? क्योंकि I and will जो second word है वो completely पूरा ही ले लिया है. बस ऐसा नहीं होता है. So B is तो completely incorrect. Alright. और यहाँ पे dash like to work for you if you desire. So okay. So यहाँ पे होगा answer will be I'd because it stands for I would like to work for you. मतलब मैं आपके साथ काम करना चाहूंगी अगर आप भी ये चाहते हैं. If you desire. So I am stands for I am. I've stands for I have. So the contraction that fits here is A. I would. Right? Okay, now the second question. Now here again, the blank says, Sunil dash like wasting time in gossip. Okay. Alright, so A का जो हमारा uncontracted form हम जिसे कह सकते हैं, don't means do not, doesn't means does not, isn't means is not, wasn't means was not. So which one fits here? Here the answer is supposed to be B. Sunil doesn't like wasting time in gossip. Right? Here the question says, dash devised a way to deal with pilfering. So यहाँ पे जो contractions दिए हैं उनके meanings क्या क्या होंगे? A. There stands for they are. B. They'll. This one stands for they will. C. They've. This one stands for they have. D. That. Now this is completely incorrect. ये तो कोई contraction ही नहीं है. यहाँ आप spelling mistake देख रहे हैं. There and दिस मतलब ये तो बिल्कुल सेंस नहीं बना रहा है, ये कंप्लीटली इनकरेक्ट है, इसमें बहुत गलतियां हैं। ओके, दिस इज नॉट इवन अ कॉन्ट्रैक्शन, ये सही वर्ड ही नहीं है। सो हियर द आंसर विल बी दे हैव, उन्होंने एक वे डिवाइस कर लिया है टू डील विद पिल्फरिंग। नाउ पिल्फरिंग मैं आपको बता दूं, पिल्फरिंग इज सम सॉर्ट ऑफ स्टीलिंग, जैसे पेटी स्टीलिंग जिसे हम कह सकते हैं, छोटी छोटी चीजों की चोरी होना। Okay, so the answer here is C. Okay, so here the question says, dash reading Taslima Nasreen's novel. Dash reading Taslima Nasreen's novel. So here the contractions are she will, she'll stands for she will, she'd stands for she would, she've stands for she have, she's stands for she is or she was. Now here the correct answer is she's. Because if you see here reading, reading क्या है हमारा present continuous, okay, present continuous tense form है, okay, so she is या फिर she was भी आ सकता है, तो इसको हम past continuous में भी reading ही रहेगा वो, ठीक है, तो या तो past continuous या present continuous, तो she is reading हो या she was reading हो, दोनों correct हैं. Alright, so she was reading Taslima Nasreen's novel. So the correct answer here is D. So here the question says, Sarita dash think of ignoring the duties that were assigned to her by her boss. Okay. The contractions are weren't, A weren't, this one means were not, B don't stands for do not, C couldn't stands for could not, D aren't stands for are not. So here the answer is C, could not. Sarita could not think of ignoring the duties that were assigned to her by her boss. Because if you see, All of these were, do, were not, do not, are not, all of these they are used with plural nouns. And Sarita is singular. So Sarita could not. All right. Okay, so here we dash neglect our duties towards our elders. A, mustn't stands for must not. B, must. Now this is completely incorrect. ये B जो option है, this is not even a contraction. ये बस आपको confuse करने के लिए दिया है. Alright. Now the next one, needn't. Now needn't, or needn't means need not, and shan't. Shan't, now you see here the apostrophe is given at the incorrect place. So ये भी हमारा by default गलत हो गया. Shan't जो है इसका apostrophe आता है सही जगह पे N and T के बीच में. Okay, so इसकी formation ही गलत है, तो ये भी incorrect है. And these must not and need not. Now when we say something about a duty and our obligation, so we use must. Okay, need हम use करते हैं जब जरूरत के लिए. Alright, so here the answer is A. We mustn't neglect our duties towards the elders. So this sentence says, if it annoys you so much, I promise I dash do it again. Okay, let's see the contractions, the options. The first option isn't. It stands for is not. B, won't stands for would not. C, can't stands for could not. C, can't stands for cannot. Doesn't stands for does not. Now here the answer is B, won't. Now why is it won't? Because you are promising it for the future. Okay, I would not do it again. मैं promise करता हूँ कि मैं ऐसा नहीं करूँगा. या करूंगी. Alright? Alright, so the next question says, dash have to finish your work today, it has to be submitted tomorrow. So the options are you would means you would, B, you will means you will, C, you have means you have, D, you were means you are. Alright, now here the answer is B. You will have to finish your work today, it has to be submitted tomorrow. Now this is the one which is in the future tense, and this tells giving some sort of an order. You will have to finish your work. Alright, so the answer is B. So this question says, dash going to learn it easily, don't worry. The options are A, you were means you are, B, you will means you will, and C, you have means you have, D, you would means you would. So here which one will fit? Here the answer is A. You are going to learn it easily, don't worry. Now you see again, going to, you are going to. Now this one also fits tense and verb agreement. Here your की हो रही है, you are going to learn it easily. Alright. Next now. so this question says dash eagerly waiting for you, come fast. So the options are I've means I have, be I'd means I would, C I'll means I will, D I am means I am. So here the answer is D. I am eagerly waiting for you, come fast. Alright, I am waiting. Right, waiting is the present tense, I am is the present tense. So the verb and tense agreement is with I am eagerly waiting for you, come fast. So the answer is D. Okay, so question, now this one is a HOTS question. HOTS question means this is achiever section questions, and these questions carry 2 marks per question. All other questions are for 1 mark each. This one is 2 marks per question. Now let's see the question and try solving it. Jayati dash followed the rules, so she was punished. Okay, so let's see the options now. A doesn't means does not, B don't means do not, C didn't means did not, D won't means would not. Alright, so doesn't, here the answer is C, didn't. Why so? Let me tell you. Now doesn't and all these doesn't and don't, both of them are for use for the present tense, where we see here the question is set in the past tense. Jayati dash followed the rules, so she was punished. Alright, this is telling us this was past tense. So for the past tense, the answer is didn't. Jayati didn't follow the rules. Won't will be for future, doesn't or don't could be for the present. And moreover, don't is used for plural. Okay. And Jyoti is singular. So many reasons for not using A, B and D. The answer is C. Alright, so here, this is our last question. This is again a HOTS question. High order thinking skills. Let's solve this one. You dash go to the picnic with you. So here the options are A. Don't, do not. B. Won't, would not. C. Wouldn't. Now see, this is incorrect. This is completely incorrect because wouldn't wouldn't's correct contraction is like this. Wouldn't, here apostrophe after N, and wouldn't. Okay. So A. Do not, don't. B. Won't, will not. And C is incorrect, and D. Shan't is shall not. So here the correct answer is B. Will not, won't. Now you see, हमें यहाँ से hint कहाँ से मिल रहा है? You dash go to the picnic, will you? Now when there are these kind of question tags, no, after the comma, will you? So here we put the negative of it, which is won't. Alright, so the answer is B. That's all for the question.
So that's all for today's video. I hope you have understood the topic of contractions. You should revise the topic and keep on solving the sample questions provided by IEO. I hope that all your doubts will be cleared in the video, and thank you for watching.